In this video we're going to show how to install lights. We'll first start by opening the shroud, gaining access to the wiring. The goal right now is to get this wire and these wires loose so we can make room for the light wires. So we'll start off by carefully removing these zip ties along the edge, and these will go up in here and they connect. One is for the power and the other one is for the charging port. So that's what we're going to do right now. Remove those zip ties so we can get these free. Now we're going to install the light. This is the LED light you should receive with the light bracket. The light bracket should include 2 set screws that are going to go here and here. We apply a little bit of removable Loctite onto them to keep them from falling off with vibration. You just need to snug up the screws. You don't need to over tighten them. You don't want to risk stripping them out. You'll do the same for the other side. Now with the lights installed, we're going to go and move on to attaching them to the brackets here. Your kit should come with several zip ties to get the light attached to the shroud. Now that you prep the bracket with the zip ties, it's going to pull through the light wire. Snugged up real good on this side. You need to have a little bit of slack here. Shouldn't be so snug where it doesn't have a bit of slack, so that when you want to adjust this, you have a little bit of slack to adjust it. So it shouldn't be too tight right here. This is just perfect. Now we're just gonna clip off the ends of these. Next, we're going to add the zip ties to the brackets attached to the motors. Try this one right here. This one right here. We'll add some zip ties in there. Once you have both zip ties on there, you pull the wire through. Both wires, the light wire and the wire for the power. When you snug up these wires, you want to make sure they're clear from this edge. Okay. They're kind of on top of each other. This is the power wire, and below it is the light wire. Once all the zip ties are applied, we then just insert all the wires into this little wire router to keep them away from the motor. You'll see the 4 wires now. 1, 2, 3, and 4. These 2 are for the lights, and they are reconnected onto these 2 small ones here. This bigger one is for the power, and it'll be connected into this larger one here. And this black connection is for the charging port, which will be connected onto this last one right here. Finally, we'll add a few zip ties to keep all the wires away from the motor. Once all the wiring is complete and the zip ties are added to keep them away from the motor, make sure there are no wires anywhere near the motor so they don't get caught during operation. So this is what it'll look like complete. Next, we're going to show how to modify the radio to get the lights to work. Now we're going to switch or add the switch for the light on here. If you get your tug without lights, it'll come with a cover. We're going to add a 2-step switch, which will be included in your kit when you get your lights. So the axis to the electronics is on the back. You'll use a 2.5 millimeter wrench to get these off. This won't come up all the way. You're gonna have to unplug the main power, which is this switch right here, or connector. And recommend you leave this back end face down so you don't lose any of the screws or any of the little washers. So once it's disconnected, I put this aside. I would leave the screws, and there's little washers in there. Keep them intact. Just put it on the side. Once you have this open, you can see where the plug would go. Take that off. Now we install the switch. As you can tell here, these go in order: red, black, yellow, red, black, yellow. Install it in the same direction: red, black, yellow. Add the 2 washers, brass washers that it comes with. Place it in there. And these will be connected onto this port here. Yellow, black, red. Just follow the same sequence. Yellow, black, red. We'll add a zip tie to connect, to get all these snugged up. Now we add our nut on the top. Once you have it all buttoned up in the front, this is really delicate. It might come off. So it goes connected into here. And this antenna goes here. Don't forget to connect this back on to the board so you can get your power.
You should. So black is.
I believe it only goes in one direction. And your radio's ready. Now you're ready.